coronavirus pandemic began to affect Europe early on in the year. It quickly led to total lockdowns, a reorganization of health systems, and an unprecedented reduction of individual freedoms. How have European states handled the crisis? What conclusions can we draw? Over a few days, almost all European countries went into total lockdown. Italy on March 10th, Spain and Austria on March 15th, France, Germany, and Denmark on March 16th, the United Kingdom and the Netherlands on March 23rd. Sweden was the only exception, seemingly aiming for herd immunity. It was a debatable choice that has caused a heavy human toll and a major economic recession. During this crisis, all countries shared a common objective: flattening the curve of contaminations so as to avoid overwhelming the healthcare system. But for Europe, the COVID-19 crisis is first and foremost a lesson in humility. The most heavily affected countries are precisely those who believed they were protected by the quality of their healthcare systems. In Italy, the Lombardy region, famous for its excellent hospitals, has paid the highest human cost. France's illusion of social welfare was broken. The number of intensive care beds was 5 times lower than in Germany, despite similar health spendings, and the crisis revealed major dysfunctions in government action. Another important lesson from the crisis is the effectiveness of preventive action, as was seen in countries that chose targeted testing and the isolation of people at risk. Such examples were Germany, thanks to the many tests carried out, or Estonia, with its use of tech and digital tools. Governments have also used the management of the pandemic to assert a particular political agenda. Conservative, social, or liberal management styles can be observed. Austria, Poland, and the Czech Republic adopted conservative approaches. These countries imposed rather restrictive measures early on, called for discipline, and quickly closed their borders. The social approach has been adopted by Spain, which set up a social shield and accelerated the introduction of a common minimum income, and by Portugal, which regularized asylum seekers in order to enable their access to the healthcare system. The liberal approach was probably the most difficult to maintain during this crisis. The Dutch trust-based society, or the British laissez-faire, had dramatic consequences and eventually gave way to a stricter lockdown. In this European landscape, France shows average results. Its human toll is more positive than that of other European states. Italy has 57 deaths per 100,000 inhabitants, Spain has 59, the United Kingdom has 64, Belgium 84, Sweden 50, Germany 11, and France has 44. The toll remains high compared to Germany, and the incoming economic recession could further increase the gap between the two countries. This discrepancy is one of the reasons why the health crisis in France has turned into a crisis of confidence.